What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does, that helps to make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get the notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends. Inform them on this news and information. And yes, that does help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm as well. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news, man. And today we're talking about the Harris Walls campaign again. It is amazing how unbelievably corrupt the DNC is. And I'm talking about corrupt in plain sight. And you have a good half of the population who pretends as if they don't see it. Because this stuff is so in your face. It's so obvious. It's so clear. It's so apparent that if you don't see it by now, it's literally because you don't want to. It's literally because you don't want to. I just got done with a live stream, and that's why you should be subscribed to the channel if you're not already, because we do really good live streams over here as well, where I just got done talking about the lawfare that was waged against RFK Jr. in New York, to which the Democrats were successfully able to remove him off the ballot. Now, he is going to appeal the decision. I hope that he wins it, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But the same lawfare that they levied against Donald Trump to remove him from off the ballots across America is the same lawfare that they're using successfully right now against RFK Jr. They're doing it right now successfully against him. And as discussed in the live stream, and per what came out of his mouth, because we played about a 7-minute clip of him discussing it, currently today, RFK Jr. has paid $10 million in legal defense fees. $10 million in legal defense fees fighting against the DNC, not the RNC, fighting against the DNC. The people who swear up and down they're trying to protect democracy and preserve democracy. Unbelievable. If you don't see it, you just don't want to. You're caught up in your emotions and your feelings, and you just want to believe whatever it is that you want to believe, but you're literally believing in a lie. So let's get into this article here. It reads, Kamala Harris campaign team is editing news headlines on ads in her favor without outlets' knowledge, report reads. Let's get into this article here, man. And I'll make sure to link this in the description box below afterwards. And I'll link also the original report that was reported by Axios in the description box below. But this article reads as such. Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign team has been quietly editing news headlines in Google search ads to make it seem like major news outlets are on her side, according to a report. The altered headlines appearing on Google's ads and paired with a paid for by Let's rewind that. Take two. The altered headlines appearing on Google ads and paired with a paid for by Harris for President banner were changed without the news outlet's knowledge, Axios reported Tuesday. Nearly a dozen publishers were swept up in the hoax headline campaign, including major companies like The Guardian, Reuters, CBS News, and the Associated Press and PBS. Even smaller publications like the Dakota's W Day Radio also saw their headlines change. So they even hit the small market media outlets as well. The ads include links to real articles from news outlets, but the headlines and deceptive text had been edited to cast a supportive light on a 59-year-old presidential hopeful. Now, here's what's interesting about this, because I was listening to somebody speak on this earlier. From my understanding, When you're running these Google ads, if you, just regular everyday Joe Schmoes like me, running Google ads, if we attempted to do this, where you alter an actual news headline while linking it to the actual, news article that you're supposed to be referencing, Google ads will automatically kick it. They'll disregard it. They won't let you run that ad. From what I've heard, if you try that, regular folks like you and me try this, it'll boot. It'll just boot. It'll boot your ad out. You can't do that by default, automatically. No, try again. So why isn't that happening for Harris? That's the real question. If that holds true, and let me know if you all have run Google ads before, any of you who have businesses and whatnot, or maybe you might have run for, ran a campaign yourself, right? Maybe city council or something like that. Let me know if that's true in the comment section below. From my understanding, you can't do that. Google's supposed to automatically kick the article or kick the ad out, but they weren't doing it for Kamala. They weren't doing it for Kamala. Find that very interesting. Here are just some more examples of these little hoax ads with these fake headlines that just aren't true, but the ads were still ran. As you can see, paid for by Harris for president. Trump will terminate ACA. Harris will lower health costs. This is all fake. For example, one ad that ran alongside an article from The Guardian shows a headline that reads, VP Harris fights abortion bans. Harris defends repro freedom, and includes supporting text underneath the headline that reads, VP Harris is a champion for reproductive freedom and will stop Trump's abortion bans. Another linking to an NPR story reads, Harris will lower health costs, with supporting text that says Kamala Harris will lower the cost of high quality, affordable health care, Axios reported. So they're putting underneath these fake headlines, these fake synopsis of what the article is supposed to be about. These are fake descriptions. Not only are they writing fake titles to these headlines, they're writing fake descriptions of what's in the article as well. Because they all know, most people just read headlines to keep it moving. Most people aren't reading articles. And most people, if they do click on an article, they don't read it in its entirety from top to bottom. But the average person, they just see a headline, they read it, and they read the little synopsis, the little description that kind of gives you an insight on what's supposed to be in the article, and then they keep it moving. But in the case of Harris, all of this is a lie. None of this is true. None of this is true. And this is what her campaign is paying for. And they're going to get away with it too. That's what's so irritating. These people are so wicked and demonic straight in everybody's faces, and they'll get away with it too. I'm not saying that she's going to win the election, but I'm just saying in general, as far as there's not going to be any repercussions from this. That's my point. There's not going to be any repercussions, and all the vote blue, no matter who is that are watching this right now, they don't care. They don't care about the lying, the cheating, and the stealing. They don't care as long as it's coming from them, the DNC. It's funny how they're always telling you about what the Republicans are going to do. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. If they get in, they're going to do this. Meanwhile, in the moment, while they're telling you what apparently Trump is going to do, they're doing it all right now. I find that very interesting to say the least. Spokespeople from the affected companies like CNN, USA Today, and NPR, all of which have published flattering content about Harris in recent weeks. And that's the thing too. I don't even know why would she have to do that when they're all on her side anyways. Cheating is just life, I guess. I don't know. They said they had no idea the companies were tied up in the campaign. Okay. While we understand why the organization might wish to align itself with the Guardian's trusted brand, we need to ensure it is being used appropriately and with our permission. We'll be reaching out to Google for more information about the practice, a Guardian spokesperson said. Though misleading, the tactic does not violate Google's policies because the fake ads are prominently labeled as sponsored and easily distinguishable from search results. So technically, she's not violating anything. I just have a strong feeling that if you or I were doing this, we'd be violating all type of rules. We'd be violating all type of rules, and you'd never be able to run ads with Google ever again. But I guess that's just the benefit of being a Democrat. I guess they also include paid by disclosures, so it's clear to users who paid for them. It's fairly common for advertisers to link out or cite external websites, including news sites, in their ads, a Google spokesperson said. So Google got the cape on. Google has the cape on for Kamala. They have the cape on for Kamala. They don't care. They have the cape on for Kamala. The shocking report comes as Harris is hiding from the very same press that she is desperately trying to skew in her favor. She refused to speak to anybody. Now, on the other side of the political spectrum, you got guys like J.D. Vance, who's talking every chance he gets. Everywhere he goes, he holds a press conference. Every opportunity he gets to speak, he's speaking. And he's the vice president to Trump. But the woman actually running for president, who's the current sitting vice president, doesn't even respect the American people enough to take unscripted questions where she has to give a logical defense to the migrant crisis and the rampant cost of living that has gone up. She won't do it. Instead, she rather run ads that are putting forth fake articles, right? She rather put forth these fake, I should say, titles to these articles in order to boost herself up, as if she's looked at more favorable than she actually is. Which also, once again, it's weird, and it just doesn't make sense, because these news sites are already protecting you. They're already protecting you. So what's the purpose of lying? Fraud is life. Lying is life. Cheating is life. If you're the DNC, it's just what you do. Even when you don't have to do it, you do it because you can get away with it. You saw, I just read it right here. Google put the cape on tight for Kamala Harris. They put the cape on for her. But if Trump would have got caught doing this, if his campaign got caught doing this, oh, you all know my favorite saying, the wailing and gnashing of teeth would have been through the roof. The wailing and gnashing of teeth would have been through the roof. You would never hear the end of it. But Kamala did it. What's the problem? No problem. Nothing to see here. They're just protecting and preserving democracy. Unbelievable. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. Thank you all for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video out on your social media platforms. And also don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble. That's extremely important. Both the link to my Telegram and Rumble account is in the description box below, and it will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time, and until the next video, peace, and have a great and safe afternoon.